YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A in LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I should go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, bam! I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. All right, fam, let's get this episode rolling. So look, fam, I had to come back and I had to do this because I made, maybe about a little over a year ago, I made a video on my Atlas gun collection. And at that time, the Atlas guns in my collection were kind of dominating my collection. I've got the Atlas Nix, I've got the Atlas EOS, I've got the Atlas Apollo, I've got the Atlas Artemis, and I have the Atlas Arabus. And the Erebus was actually the first Atlas Gunworks gun that I bought. So man, I went straight, I did not pass go. I went straight to the top of the Atlas food chain. And I gotta say, fam, for a long time, every 2011 I bought was chasing the Atlas Arabus. I felt like, I always say my gateway gun was my Staccato XC. That taught me kind of how good a 2011 can be. Like, oh, you can have a gun that is machined differently, that is sprung differently, that is incredibly flat shooting. Oh, you can have a trigger that's crazy fast, right? And then shortly after I got my XC, I got this, and I was like, oh, this is a Staccato XC on crack. This is what, on steroids, I should say. This is what, like, I was like, oh, there's another level. There's another level to this game. And for a while there, every gun I bought was chasing the Erebus. The Phoenix Trinity HTAC was chasing the Erebus. The Legion Precision Chirac was chasing the Erebus. All my other Atlas pistols were chasing the Erebus. And, you know, my Combat Precisions was chasing the Erebus. And I was like, man, am I ever going to find a pistol that can chase the Erebus? And what was funny is the ones that were closest were other Atlas guns. They were my Artemis, right? They were my Apollo. And so look, fam, I put a call out. I challenged all these other gun makers. And I said, look, man, look, Atlas is killing y'all. Atlas is killing y'all. I need some other folks to step up their game and come give me some smoke. I wanted the smoke. I was on a mission to try to find the best shooting pistol I could possibly find. And I had serious doubts. Honestly, fam, I had serious doubts in my mind that there could be a pistol that could rival, match, let alone exceed what the Arabus is. So since that time, fam, we've added some other pistols to the collection. We've added that Hayes Customs 2011 tri-ported island barrel, fam. I got this gun and I was like, oh, this gun is machined. Like perfectly balanced, right? Perfectly weighted, machined through the 9, soft, flat, and at a great price. At the time, I was like, oh, this pistol is very, very close to the Arabus. I would still give the Arabus a little advantage, but I gotta say, Hayes was right in that ball. Hayes was right in that wheelhouse. Then, fam, I picked up my Venom Customs all steel 2011. Now, when I first got this, it was imported, and so when I compared it to a comped Erebus, this had the additional weight that the Erebus didn't have, but that huge honking port, or comp I should say, on the front of the Erebus just made it shoot flatter. But then my main man Don went back and he did a very unique design. Now, if you guys don't know, Venom Customs makes a quad port, which is 4 holes. You got 2 holes up front, and then two ports up front, and then 2 at an angle off to the side. This one is tri-ported, where it has 1 larger hole up top and 2 to the side. And I would say it's very comparable to the quad port. And when I ran the quad port heads up against the Erebus, it was a dead heat. It was so close I couldn't decide. And I would say, given the steel frame and grip module on this tri-ported compared to the Erebus, I would again say these are very equivalent in terms of how they shoot. And I never thought I'd say that, fam. I didn't think I'd ever find a gun that could be equivalent to what the Erebus was, but Venom Customs is not for play. All right, fam, then I added that one to my collection. I added that one, and I am talking about, of course, Infinity. I added my baby monster. Now, this is almost, and I gotta say, like, in terms of aesthetics, nobody does it like Infinity does it. They just make a beautiful, beautiful firearm. And what's amazing about that is there's not a drop off in performance. It shoots as good as it looks. So I'll say that as well. Now, comparing this to this is not quite fair. This is a 4.5 inch non-ported, non-compensated gun going up against a race gun in the Erebus. While the Infinity shoots amazing, it doesn't shoot quite as good as my Erebus does. But we got a few more Infinities coming that could give the Erebus a real run for its money. All right, fam. The next thing I added to my collection was the Rafferty Lucky Devil. And there are not very many of these guns, maybe 2 or 3 out there roaming the universe somewhere. And so I'm honored to have one. But Rafferty took an Atlas parts kit and elevated it and made something that is crazy. Number one, it also has a huge comp on the front, but a bigger comp than the Erebus. And not only is it comped, it's also ported, and it is steel frame. Look, the Rafferty Lucky Devil, I thought the Venom shot just as good as the Erebus. It was an equivalent. The Lucky Devil is a step up. It's a step up, without a doubt. Best pistol, best shooting pistol in my collection. If I had to shoot in a competition for my life, this is the gun that I would pick. It's just weighted. It doesn't move. It is unbelievably fast, incredible trigger. Like I said, I told you that I thought the Erebus was a Staccato XC on steroids. Well, the Lucky Devil is an Atlas Arabus on steroids, if you can imagine that. All right, fam, so I bring out all these other pistols and compare them to the Erebus, and what I'll say is Erebus is still, in my opinion, the benchmark. It's the benchmark. It's the benchmark that all these other guns are compared to, whether better or worse. It is, in my opinion, still one of the best made firearms that money can buy, one of the best made firearms that's out there. Atlas has proven itself year after year after year after year, and I don't know anybody that owns an Erebus or has shot an Erebus that doesn't sing its praises. So if you're considering, if you're going to make one high-end firearm purchase, you would be crazy not to consider the Atlas Arabus as part of that decision-making process. I love my Erebus. I love it just as much today as I ever did, even with all the other guns you see here. I probably shoot it as much, if not more, than any of those firearms today. That's just how much fun it is. It's just a joy. It's just a joy to shoot, fam. So I just want to let you guys know, look, we got a lot of great guns that have entered into my collection since I first purchased my Erebus, and I thought it would be a good time to come back and let you know that the Erebus still holds its place in high esteem in my heart and in my collection. The Atlas Gunworks Erebus. Alright fam, that's it for this episode. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.